So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our day 4 training. So I believe my audio is reaching and screen is visible.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So now we are going to discuss today the most important formula and functions what we have started in our day 2. We'll be continuing from that. So go to our file name called corporate case studies. And if you remember, we have discussed about VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, the rules of our VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP formula, and how to use this formula, all these things we discussed, correct? So there, one concept we learned that always VLOOKUP ends up with 0. So 0 stands for exact match or one-to-one match. There is one more concept called approximate match. And for that, we have to end up with 1. So 0 stands for exact match, 1 stands for approximate match. But this approximate match, we have hardly seen people using this. We have never seen, or the person who has taught us, or whenever we have learned VLOOKUP, we have never heard of this approximate match or ending up with 1. But this is really a beautiful concept, people, of our VLOOKUP formula. And trust me, this is going to save a lot of time and you can bring more accuracy at your workplace. All right. So let's go and start discussion over here with a simple example. The sheet name is called VLOOKUP with the approximate match. Okay. Now, if you look at, we have got a very beautiful data. You could see the vendor names are there. Okay. How much quantity they have purchased. So now the question is, based on the quantity they have purchased, we need to award the discount. So management has given us a circular in a PDF file stating that for us, if suppose somebody purchased 0 to 10, you give 2% discount. If it is more than 10, less than 25, 5%, more than 25, less than 50, 10%, like that, it is already predefined. Okay. Now, based on this circular, we need to give the discount percentage over here. Now take a look. If suppose somebody is purchasing 49, which bracket it is going to fall? 49, 26 to 50. Do you agree? 49, if you look at, is it going to fall in this category? And how much discount he is eligible? 10%. So this is how we should write all this percentage of the discount. But think about it. If I go for VLOOKUP, do you believe that these values are going to match anywhere over here? Take a look. If I go and start working, is equal to VLOOKUP, taking the data and going for over here, comma, table array is this, table array is this, then we'll lock it definitely, which is the column index number. In this border area, 2 row items are there, discount is in second row, and we go for exact match with 0. Now, when I go for this, I'm getting NA because 49 is nowhere exactly having a one-to-one match. Now, even though I go for approximate match with 1, is it going to give the result? No. So what is the choice we have? How to solve this kind of equations or puzzles? What to do exactly? Anybody? Situation is not new. We come across so many situations like this. Our discount calculation, incentive calculation, income tax calculation, all these places, the same concept works. But how we solve those situations? Anybody? Whatever it comes to mind, you can express, not a problem. No idea? Ideally, we prefer to go for multiple if formula. Multiple if formula. If this value is more than 0, less than 20, then 2%. Again, comma, if this value is more than 10 but less than 25, 5%. So like that, total how many conditions we have? 5. So 5 if formulas we have to write in a single statement. Now think about it. When you write 5 conditions in one cell and you apply the formula for another 10,000 row items, file size will be also heavy. That's what I told you in day 1 as well. The more the if formula, again, file size will be more. So we are not going to use if formula over here. But trust me, 95% users across the globe, they always prefer to go for if formula in this case. So now question is, if we are not supposed to apply if formula, then how to solve this equation? So for that, we have got VLOOKUP with approximate match. Now approximate match we applied, but it is not working because we cannot apply approximate as it is just like that your VLOOKUP with exact match. There are certain rules you need to follow. What is the rule says? Your data, whatever you are working with, there must be a matrix. There must be a matrix. Now, what is the meaning by matrix? Just watch my screen. I'll go for 0, then 11, and the moment I go for this is ready with the matrix. So this is must. Without this column, our VLOOKUP will not work. Now, rule number 2, whatever the matrix you design, it must be sorted. So if you see, it starts with 0 and ends up with 76. So smallest to largest order, it is there. Rule number 2 is also satisfied. Now, what is the meaning of this matrix? Now, just see, if this column were not there, if this column were not there, what is the meaning of that? Suppose somebody scores or somebody purchased 0 quantity. So definitely I will not be giving any discount. But more than 0, less than 10, I'll be giving 2% discount. This is how the simple or basic understanding. If it is 11, what does it mean? That 11 and above, I can give how much discount is of 5%. But what is the limitation? Till 25. Because if it reaches to 26, then it goes to fall in the next bracket. So this is what the understanding over here for theoretical understanding purpose. This is what the story over here. Okay. Now coming back to our data, watch my screen. If I go for now my VLOOKUP, taking the data, comma, and if I include all these three columns as table array and locking the same because this formula should not go down, comma. What is the column index number in our data? It is working in discount percent in third column, so it go for 3. Now if I go for comma 0, now take a look, it is giving NA. But if I go and apply some cases, wherever it is matching, is it giving the data? Well, it is there, fine. Now take a look over here. Since it is not giving our result because I am going up for a exact match. Now, if I go for removing the C and going for a approximate match, now can you see the result? Is it giving me the value? Yes. But the answer, it turns up with decimals. We are expecting answer in terms of percentage. We know the other day we discussed any format to convert into percentage format. Control Shift 5. And the same we can apply for this. Our things are ready. See, the thing which was not happening for us, we look up with exact match, but we look up with approximate match, we can solve those equations. So this is how people we have understood how to make use of our VLOOKUP with approximate match. So give it a try and check, is it working? Confirm, please. All right. So Isha has confirmed she's done. How about others?
Yes, it's working, sir. But
Okay.
for the blank values, it is considering as a zero. That
Obviously, the blank value
it
is why it is considered as
at
zero.
the
The reason
bottom.
is if there is no value, it means zero only. So zero, though it is a null value, but it is a value. So it considers blank cells as a null value. That's why it is taking as 2% because we have given the condition 0 to 10, 2%. So technically, we are not going to award those people any kind of discount, those who have not purchased from us, correct?
Hmm.
So you can just ignore this wherever it is there is no quantity purchased, then there is no scope of giving the discount. So you can stop over here and you can delete the rest of the things. But wherever people have purchased based on the quantity, respective discount is being applied. Hope it is clear.
Yes.
Right. Now we look up with approximate match. I believe we are clear. Nina, Rose, what is the status? Great. Now we'll go for our next level. So let's go to the sheet name called advanced lookup. Okay. So here, what we have to learn, let me take you through, but let us first discuss about our data set, what we have with us. See, suppose say I have got a master data of 10,000 employees like this. What is that? Employee ID is there, name is there, department is there, position is available, salary they draw, complete picture is there. And this is what the story of 10,000 people assume. Now, when I showed this to my boss, he's saying, Prabhas, this data is of no use for me. You keep it with you. Just do me a favor. Create a template for me in such a way, whenever I go and type any of the employee ID, the corresponding details should be available. Like ID 004 is there. Who is that person? Mr. D should be available over here. What's his department? Legal should over here. What's the position? Should come over here. How much is the salary? Should be over here. This is what my boss is expecting. All right. Hope you got a clarity. What is the ask? This is what in our real-time scenario also we need it the most. But in this case, if it is a need, what we do exactly? Yes, you can give me your inputs. Though it is wrong, no issues. Whatever you have understood so far, if you need to answer this, then what is the best solution we have?
By applying VLOOKUP
Applying VLOOKUP. Okay, so VLOOKUP, how many times you need to apply?
4 times.
Right. But Rose, can you go for HLOOKUP? Do you believe you should go for HLOOKUP? Rose is saying HLOOKUP. Okay, so let's start with that first. Now, for very first question, whether VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, to import our data, we should go for VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP in this scenario. This is what the major drawback. So Archana is saying VLOOKUP. Rose is saying HLOOKUP. So which one we should go for? Nina, what's your opinion? VLOOKUP. Why VLOOKUP? Why not HLOOKUP? Yes, Archana, Nina, why not HLOOKUP? Data is in vertical. Which data is in vertical? So this is what the most important part, as I told you the other day, the rules. Always remember, for VLOOKUP, data should be in vertical. Which data? Master data should be in vertical. So in our case, master data, is it in vertical format? Yes. So our data is ready for VLOOKUP. Hope you are clear, Rose, why we are to go for VLOOKUP. Right. So if I go for VLOOKUP, now take a look, no need to do anything. If I go for a VLOOKUP, In my master data, how many columns are there? One, two, three, four, five. And if I'm looking for name, which column it is there in the second column? So if I go for VLOOKUP, name purpose should be column number 2. Department should be column number 3. Position should be column number 4. Salary should be column number 5. Do you agree? If I'm going for VLOOKUP, this should be my column index number. Do you all agree? Those things you no need to prepare. This is what I'm preparing for make you a better understanding, nothing else. So do you agree with me that our column index number has to be something like this if I go for VLOOKUP? Yes. Now 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it a sequence or is it a order? Yes, it's a sequence. It's a chronological order. Now, if I need to apply VLOOKUP and get the answer at once, instead of going to each and every column, editing the formula 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, how to get the entire answer at one stroke or one hit? Let's see. So let's start working together. Okay. So as we have developed the practice, select your entire solution area where you need to design the function or formula. All right. Now, what it is demanding, going for equal to VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP. Let's just give me a minute. Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience. So what we were discussing about is selecting all this data at once. This is what the practice we have developed. Okay. And then we'll go for our VLOOKUP. Now, when you go for VLOOKUP, it asks for lookup value. So lookup value, we know we have the employee ID. First, watch my screen. Okay. Now this value, whatever I am taking it, when I copy this formula towards right, this value should not move right. Do you all agree? Yes, no? Quickly in the chat box. The value, what we have taken up as a lookup value, when I copy this formula towards right, this should not move towards right. Okay. Now, when I go for this value should not move right. Like A11 should not go to B11. But when I copy this formula tomorrow for furthermore employee IDs purpose data to receive, this A11 shell should go to A12. I repeat, A11 should not go to B11, but A11 should go to A12. A12, right? So which movement we have to restrict and which movement you have to keep it on? So we have to lock our column movement, but we have to keep our row movement on. So if you remember in day one, we discussed something about our date diff formula, and I explained about the concept of our dollar symbols. So to make a column lock, we have to hit our F4 key 3 times, F4 key thrice. So dollar symbol will appear only before column, making it as column log. Okay, comma. Now what it's asking? Table array. Table array. So when you go for table array, what is the data? Data is the complete database. Data is the complete database. Now this data should not move down or move right. So we'll go for F4, okay, comma. Then it is asking column index number. So column index number, we are looking for name, department, position, salary. And I told you the number should be 2, 3, 4, 5. But we can't give it together over here. And neither we could go to each and every cell and edit the formula. So the best practice, what we can do, if you remember in day one, I told you when we go for our vendor evaluation, like K purpose 1, 2, 3 were needed. We have gone for row formula to design and get the answers, all these things over there. So now for column purpose, now 2, 3, 4, 5. Since column is changing, we should go for a formula naming called column. Like row formula gives me the row number as the answer. Column formula will be giving me column number as the answer. Now, which column I'm trying to type the formula? If you look at, we have started the formula in column B. This is the place where we are starting the formula. Now B is an alphabet. Technically, if you count A and 1, B as 2, answer will be we are in column number 2. So column formula will be giving me the number 2 as the answer. Just check it out. If I select and check, is it giving me 2? You can notice. Yes, right? So this is what the number we were expecting the moment we started the discussion. You can see also. Now this column formula, whatever the result it is giving, that will become my column index number for VLOOKUP formula. So column formula is giving me 2, column index number will become 2. And this is the same number we were expecting, right? Now once this is defined, comma, what is the next thing it is asking? Range lookup, true, false, approximate match, exact match, a lot of things. So we should go for 0 as making it as a exact match or one-to-one match. Now bracket close. Formula is ready only with one cell. Need to apply for rest. And what is the shortcut we learned? Control Enter. So when you go for Control Enter over here, you got your answers ready. So this is how, whenever you have a lookup value matched and you are expecting multiple columns answer people, you can simply go for a formula VLOOKUP with column. So give it a try and check is it working. Anything is not clear or you have some queries, feel free to ask.
Sir, here column formula, how it is taking value, required
Right now,
value.
if I just watch my screen, good question, just watch my screen. If I go and select one column, which column I am operating?
Column B,
B is the alphabet, but if you count
2.
2. So just if I go and check is equal to column in that particular column formula, is it giving me 2?
Yes,
Right? Now, when I go and drag this, now B will change to C, correct? Now I'm in column C.
yes.
So column C, what is the number?
B,
If I go further right, column D, what is the number?
4,
If I go further salary, what is the number?
6, 5. Sorry.
So you got it. So
Okay.
column formula is giving me the column number as the answer.
Column
That's what
number.
we are doing. So the formula in column formula, since the data is in the same column and we are also designing the formula in the same column, that's why we have gone for column formula.
Okay, got it. Sir. Thank
Right,
you.
right, right. So hope it is clear, working for all. So these are the formulas like when you design any kind of dashboard summary reports, you will be needing the most. So rather typing VLOOKUP for multiple times, one VLOOKUP alone with combination of column, you can get your data over there. Now, the moment you come over here, all right, say, look at my screen over here. Since this is a template, I cannot go and create a sample data, something like this, and sending it across to the people. So template should be always remain blank, isn't it? So here, if I go and edit or delete this employee ID, just watch my screen, no need to do anything. What it happens, this shows me error because of data absence. Okay. But if I send this across in having the errors in place, people may object also that I have not done anything. Why it is showing error priorly? So how to handle all these errors? So what is the objective now? Unless and until I put it across any data over here, this values should not appear like this. So whenever I place my data, automatically the output should be there. If there is no data, it should remain silent. It should not show any kind of error like this. So for that, we have a beautiful formula called if error. So if error is the formula whose basic job is to handle the formula driven errors. So what we can do, how to apply this, just watch my screen. Try to understand the concept. I will select my entire formula driven answers. See, not the source data, only the formula driven answers where the formula is there. I'll go for this over here and I will open my formula. Just give me a second, somebody is there. Okay. So I'll open my formula. Okay. So when I open my formula over here, before VLOOKUP or after equal to, I will go for if error. Before VLOOKUP or after equal to, I'll go for if error. If it is still confusing, just focus on my formula bar. That will be more clear. Okay. Now, what we have given if error. But how this formula works, try to understand. Though we have given the formula if error in the beginning, but Excel will process our VLOOKUP formula first. Now, if VLOOKUP gives an error, then if error will be applied. Now, when we have already declared that if error will be applied, then what we are expecting in place of those errors, those hash NA cases, what you're expecting, that also we can define. So within two double inverted quotes, we can type anything not available, NA hyphen dash, everything. You can go for over here. Now, what is going to happen if I give it, that will become the output in place of hash NA. But we are working in a template. So template should always remain blank. And blank how to define? I told you in day one, only two double inverted quotes. So two double inverted quotes, not single quote four times also, but without space. Now, if error bracket close. So once I close my if error bracket over here, okay, then formula is ready only for a cell. But we need to apply for rest. What is the shortcut? As we know, Control Enter. So when we go for Control Enter over here, my formula is ready. So as long as there is no data, my formula also remains silent. Now tomorrow, if I copy something from the top and I paste it, that details will be available. So this is how people, whenever there is a need, you can design this if error formula and you can combine with any formula over there and get your picture, right? So give it a try and check, is it working? So as I said, if error formula can be combined with any formula. Fine. So situation was one is clear for all. Any difficulties? Right. Now take a look. Scenario two over here. Now in this, try to understand the situation. Suppose say we have got the data over here. Take a look. We have our master data, same data. Now we are looking for the details of ID 003. So when this is the situation, ID 003 details if you are looking to, first we'll understand whether the data is ready for VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP. This is the first question you should ask. So what should be the approach for your problem? We have got the basic understanding. Since our employee ID master data is there in vertical and we are going to get the results with VLOOKUP, right? We got the understanding. But the columns, again, if you look at here, name, department, position, salary, here also name, department, position, salary, we have that. Now, if I need the same sequence answers, I told you when the data is in sequence, we can go for VLOOKUP with column. Okay. Now watch my screen. The moment I go for VLOOKUP with column is equal to VLOOKUP, taking the data, making the column lock. We know the column should not change, but row should change, comma. Now table array. So where is the table array? Like we go for this kind of selection of the range, F4 comma, column index number. So what is the column index number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5 is the answer, but we can't give it together. And we know we can go for column formula. This is what we applied over here in the earlier case also. Now this is going to get me a number, and that number is going to be my column index number. Right, comma. What kind of match? 0 for exact match. Now formula is ready only for a cell, but we need to apply for others. So what is that? Now keyboard shortcut, Control Enter. We got some error. Why we are getting error? Let's go and discuss. If I look at my lookup value, is it properly defined? Yes. If I go for table array, is it properly logged? Yes. If I go to column formula, what is the column number is giving? Let's discuss. So if I go for over here, column number, I'm getting 8. I'm getting 8 because I'm writing the formula in column H. Can you see that? Right? So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So H is number 8 and column formula is giving me 8. But in master data, name is in which column? Name is in second column. So that's why my column number needs to be adjusted. So how to adjust that? So since column is giving me 8, I am looking for 2 minus 6. Formula is ready, only for a cell, need to apply for rest. Control, enter, and we got the answer. So this is how what we have understood. Whenever though the data is in same sequence, but if you're applying the VLOOKUP formula between two different Excel sheets or two different Excel files, you must go and present your data by slightly tweaking the column number over here in this format. So give it a try and check it's working. Great. So scenario two is clear for all. The concept what we have added. Fine. Now we'll go for scenario three. Now take a look here. Same data. We have got master data. You can see, and there we are going to find out the data for ID 005. But here the situation is a bit different. Take a look. We are no more looking for the name first. First, we are looking for department, then salary, then name, then position. Okay. So this is our master data. And based on this, we are going for finding the result like this. Now in master data, again, if you look at the data is in vertical format and our data is ready for VLOOKUP only. This is how the approach we started, right? Now, coming back to department, if you look at in our master data, department in which column? It's in third. So my column index number is supposed to be 3. Salary, which column? 5. Name, which column? Second. Position, which column? 4. Do you agree with me? In our master data, is it there in this column numbers? We look at, is it the order right? 3524, department, salary, name, position. Yes, no, right. So now if I'm going for VLOOKUP, my column index number has to be this. Now, first thing first, 3524, is it a sequence? 3524, is it a order or is it a series or is it a sequence? No. So basically, since it is not in series, VLOOKUP with column combination is ruled out. VLOOKUP with column combination is ruled out. Okay. Now, option number two, can we do cut paste work? Like name will be cutting it over here, putting in the department place. Department will cut and put it in the salary place. So can we do this cut paste work and arrange the data in a sequence and we can use VLOOKUP with column? Yes, that is possible. We know how to do cut paste work, but for large volume of data, say 20 to 30 column, if you have to shuffle like this, do you think it's a great idea? Not at all. So this option is also not valid. Now, coming back to VLOOKUP, do you believe that VLOOKUP has the power or ability to find out the column index number like this automatically? No way. If that is the case, then why we are struggling over here? Why we are taking the help of a column function? So answer is no. So we do not have any answers over here. So then how to answer this particular problem? Let's see. So technically we have to add some more power to our VLOOKUP formula. Okay. Now what is that power? Let's go for it. Start working with me. Leaving 3 to 4 rows down, just define a text naming called Jan. Naming called Jan. And this data, you can put it across up to December. Right? Now take a look on my screen. No need to do anything. Just watch my screen. Once it is there, Jan to December ready, if you look at the same, if I ask you how many variables are there in this selected area, so you will be saying 12. Jan to December, we know 12 cells. Now, if I ask you what is the position of May, what will be your answer? Jan as 1, Feb as 2. Like that, if you continue, May, it gives the result as 5. So you will tell immediately, Prabhas, May is in 5th position, right? Same thing when I ask Excel to do the job, what Excel is going to do, Excel will be taking a formula help. The name is over there called match. First, watch my screen, don't do anything. So match formula, what it does, it asks me lookup value. As VLOOKUP asks for lookup value, HLOOKUP asks for lookup value, match also asks for lookup value. So lookup value is this. We'll be taking this May month, comma. Now lookup array. So taking your lookup value, where to find? So lookup array, VLOOKUP, what it was asking? Table array. HLOOKUP, what it was asking? Again, table array. But match formula is asking lookup array. So this is what you have to understand very carefully. In any formula, if your formula asks for table array or array, it is nothing but combination of rows and columns. I repeat, if the formula demands array or table array, it is nothing but combination of rows and columns. If the formula is demanding lookup array, it can be a complete column or a complete row. It cannot be both. So in our case, it is asking lookup array. And where is our data? It's in a complete column. So I should select like this. So now, what is that lookup array? We got the understanding, comma. Now, what kind of match we have been following since VLOOKUP is the exact match, 0, bracket close. Now, this is going to give me the same result what we have identified, checking the values manually. Now, what match formula does, try to understand. Taking the cell value as an input, it finds out the cell location or cell position as the answer. Now, since we have got May over here, it gives me 5. If I go and change May to September, what will be my answer? Anybody quickly? If I go for September, it should be 9. If I go for December, should be 12. If I go for Feb, should be 2. Yes, if I go for May, this is 5. So this is how people we have understood what is our match formula. Give it a try and check match is working fine for you. All right, match formula is clear concept. Any difficulties or any questions? Feel free to ask. All right, so now just focus with one thing. Match formula gives the answer in number. I repeat, match formula always returns a answer in number. Okay. Column formula also returns a answer in number. Clear? Just think like a layman. Match formula returns the answer in number. Column formula also returns a answer in number. Column formula, where to apply? When the data is in sequence. Match formula, where to apply? When the data is not in sequence. Is it pretty clear now? So All the formula remain as it is. Only in place of column, we have to use match formula. So when your column sequence is not there, or the data is in a certain manner, or headers are shuffled or jumbled, then we should go for match concept. So let's start working with it together. So selecting the entire array and going for equal to VLOOKUP. Now, why VLOOKUP? I told you already that since our data is there in vertical format, which data? Master data is in vertical format. Our data is ready for VLOOKUP. Now, lookup value. Lookup value is nothing but what we have is our employee ID. Now, this data should not move right, but should move down. So we should go for locking the same by making column lock. So equal to VLOOKUP, taking the data, making column log, correct? Comma. Table array, where to search your data in our master data, definitely. Now, this data should not move down or move right. So we should lock it, yes, F4, comma. What it is asking, column index number. So we need 3524 that we have already discussed. 3524, is it a sequence? No. So we cannot go for column combination. So what we have learned? Our match formula. So we'll giving our match formula to start. Now forget that you are writing your VLOOKUP formula over here. You just give your entire focus to the match formula. What it demands? Lookup value. Now what is our lookup value? You tell me. What is our lookup value? So Archana is saying department. Department, how it is going to be lookup value, Archana? Our lookup value is employee ID. Yes. Employee ID is the lookup value, but that one we have already given to our VLOOKUP formula, right, Nina? Though ID is the lookup value, but it has already given to VLOOKUP. So we do not have anything to give as a lookup value, but we have something. What is that? Taking the department column header as a lookup value, can we go for search in our master data top row where all the headers are arranged? So taking one column header, I can go and search in the column headers only, right? Now this range should not move down or move right. So I should go for log, comma. What kind of match we have been following since VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP match we discussed is 0 for exact match. Now take a look. When I take department, and there I am going to search over there in this array. How many cells are there in the first row item? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So out of 5 cells, what is the position of department? 1, 2, 3. So match formula will be giving a number. What is that? Is it showing 3? Yes. Or is it the same number we were expecting the moment we started the discussion? Right. So match is doing its job. We got the confirmation. But we are not writing the match formula alone. We are writing match formula within VLOOKUP formula. So comma, and how VLOOKUP ends up with? VLOOKUP ends up with 0. Now bracket close. Formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for rest. We know the shortcut, control, enter, and we got our problem start. What is that? Let's go and check it out. So if you see the formula, VLOOKUP taking the lookup value perfectly logged. Array is also logged. Match is giving the result. That's fine, everything. Then where is the problem? So sometimes you may face this kind of situation, even though your data is 100% accurate or your formula is 100% accurate, you will not get the results. So don't be panic. Just keep yourself calm and one time just look at your data. Is there any problem in your data? Maybe, we never know. So how to know that what kind of problem we may come across? Just see. If I look at my cell, employee ID, how many characters it seems it is available? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So any point of time to count the number of characters in a cell, I can make use of the formula called len. So it gives me 7 character. Technically 6, but seems 7. It means there is a unwanted data, unwanted character is available in this cell, right? So what is this character about? Maybe a space, may not be a space. We never know. So we can't be so judgmental over here. If at all it is a space, how to clean it? There is a beautiful formula in our Excel naming called trim. So trim, what it does, it goes to the cell and check if at all any extra space is there from beginning or at the end or in the middle of the statement, anywhere. It will clean all the unwanted spaces and it will throw the result. So now when I go and hit enter, the data is coming up, but I'm not sure whether it is cleaned or not. But to check the same, I'll go for len formula and then do you see it gives me the 6, right? So now I can confirm in my data set some unwanted space is there, or this is the kind of scenario you are also going to get in your SAP downloaded records. So how to solve this? Do I need to clean the data first, Prabhas? No, not necessarily. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are going to make our formula efficient enough in such a way it will first clean the data, and that clean data will be the input of our formula and it will be derived the result. But how? Just see. I'll open the formula. Which element is uncleaned? We got that our lookup value. Now this entire lookup value I will be retaining within trim. So trim $G11, then close bracket. Now what will be happening? First trim formula will work. It will clean the lookup value. Now once the lookup value is cleaned, it will turn as a input for VLOOKUP and rest of formula is working fine. We know that very well. So formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for rest. Shortcut, control, enter. And immediately you will be finding that you got your records ready. So this is how people this formula combination is very powerful combination. Whenever you happen to something search vertically and horizontally as well, you can make use of this combination of VLOOKUP with match. And whenever your column headers are not in the symmetrical format, even though you want to search your records, you can use VLOOKUP with match combination. So give it a try and check it's working. Hope it is working. Archana is confirmed. How about others? Anybody is facing in trouble or still need my support on the same? So what it seems, things are complex or difficult. How is your opinion? What we have learned about the next level of VLOOKUP application. What's your opinion about this? Is it complex or difficult or easy? No problem. You can share your opinion. It's not a big deal. That's for sure, Rose. That's what I told you in day one itself. Training, I can guide you. I can transfer the knowledge to you, what Microsoft has designed, but only thing is you have to practice. But trust me, these are the only formula which works beneath your any kind of dashboards, summary report, tabular report. When you're working with, these are the formula only working. So as long as your logics are clear, you can solve any kind of equations or problems over time. Fine. Now, coming back to the situation, we look up with column combination, we look up with if error, we look up with column tweaking the data, we look up with match formula. All these concepts are clear. But here, so many things we have to remember. Do you agree with me? Depending upon the situation, we need to apply the necessary logics and we have to remember all these formulas. So remembering the formula is a big challenge because if you're dealing with such kind of situation on routine activities, it is just a kind of a cakewalk for you. But once in a blue moon, if you have got this kind of situation and you have got lack of practice, again, you will be back to square one and it will be completely difficult, isn't it? Now, to overcome this situation, if I give you one formula alone is enough to handle all this kind of situations. Will it be great? What say? No need to remember all this kind of sort of formulas or functions, all those combinations, only one formula, right? So now we are going to discuss about the same. So there is a beautiful formula in our Excel, and that too in Microsoft 365 or 2021 or 2024 if you have that formula is there in place, naming called XLOOKUP. So XLOOKUP, we call it as a father of all the lookup functions. So as you need for VLOOKUP, all these combinations like you need the help of column, you need the help of if error, you need the help of match. For XLOOKUP, it doesn't need anything. One formula alone is self-sufficient in such a way it is going to handle all the problems. So now we are going to explore that formula in the sheet called MS365 functions. So there is a situation one or situation A you can consider. Now take a look. So as I told you, if you have 365 in your workplace, you are really blessed. Now take a look at my data set, situation A in Excel 365 functions. Same master data is there. Same master data is there. And there, now we are looking for the salary of ID 004. Salary of ID 004. Then we can do the same by using VLOOKUP. I'm just doing for all. See, equal to VLOOKUP, giving the answer lookup value, comma, table array is the complete table, and then comma, column index number. We are looking for salary. Salary is in which column? Salary is in fifth column. So column index number should be 5, comma 0. So this is how we apply VLOOKUP formula. Do you all agree with me? Something new? right? Now the same thing we are going to do with XLOOKUP. So we'll go for is equal to XLOOKUP. Now, what is the next thing it is asking? Lookup value. So VLOOKUP asks for lookup value. HLOOKUP also asks for lookup value. And we know what is lookup value is employee ID, comma. What it is asking? Lookup array. I told you in the previous case, what is a lookup array meaning? A complete row or a complete column. So if I'm taking the employee ID, I need to go and search in this entire employee ID column. In this entire employee ID column, right? Do you agree? If I'm looking for ID, lookup value. So where the ID is there, that only I have to go and search, comma. What is the next thing it is asking? Return array. What is that you are looking for as an answer? I'm looking for salary. So where salary is defined, that column I have to select. That's it. The moment I hit enter, did I get see the same result? See? Now you tell me which formula is easy to understand, easy to write. Definitely XLOOKUP. What's it? Try this. Those who are having Office 365 or 2021, 2024, you can apply this. Any difficulties, do let me know.
Sir, we don't have to end this formula with 0 or 1, means exact match
By
or effect.
by default, it takes exact match.
Okay, just we have to select the values and then complete the
Yeah,
graph.
yeah. Yes, Isha, it is not there in 2013. That's what I told. If you have only 365, you can enjoy that flavor. So only thing is you have to upgrade your system to 365. It's your personal laptop or office laptop, Isha?
Sir, it's personal only.
Okay, so you can upgrade your system. You can buy 365 license or 2024 or 2021, and you'll be
And
getting
where
exclusive
to
flavor.
update it from?
You can go from Microsoft site, you can get that. But if you go for 2021, it will take you somewhere around 6,500. If you go for 365, you have to pay monthly subscription fees at the royalty like 700, 600, something, including GST, it will come to 900. Monthly you have to pay because that is a
Oh,
subscription version. If you go for 365, if you go for one-time license of 2021 or 2024, it will be costing you 6,500.
okay.
Yeah.
Sir,
Whenever
if I
you,
select
yeah,
header also for the table area or lookup array, then it is not, the value is not showing.
you should not take that. That is how it has been designed. You have to focus only with your data because there is nothing to do with our headers over here. So you should not include the headers.
So entire column, if we want to select, then we
No, no,
cannot select.
no, no. Entire column you have to select means which column you are talking about.
Now, if we do lookup and Header we have to exclude for this
For
formula.
XLOOKUP, you have to exclude the headers. You have to only select the data points. If you are looking for employee ID, you should not go and search the table array or lookup array with the headers. You have to only search in the data area because header is not the part of your employee ID, correct? So there is no ID over here. It is the header. So you should not include the header, only the data points.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I believe it's clear, all of you, those who have got 365, you are enjoying that flavor and you got the understanding how to write our XLOOKUP. Archana, Ninab, Jyoti, Ruchi. Okay, Ninab is 2019. Okay, okay. I thought you were having 365. Anyway, so I'm just giving a small, a declaration over here. Those who are having the personal laptops and you are interested, whenever you want to buy Office 2024 or 2021 license, 2024 has yet to be released, but yes, you can get 2021 personal license over there in your system. You can approach to me. You'll be getting a discount also. Reason is we are having the tie-up with the Microsoft, and we also have some educational purpose, some discounts. So you can enjoy that flavor. Since you are attending our training, we can pass on that discount to you. Don't worry. So whenever you want to purchase, you can approach to us. Okay, fine. Now coming back to the next situation B. Situation B. So here, if you look at, we have got a column to columns called quantity and discount. Quantity and discount. Focus on that. Suppose somebody is not purchasing anything, definitely no discount will be applied. But if suppose somebody is purchasing to 10, it means more than 0, less than 10. How much is the percentage? 5%. If it is more than 10 but less than 25, what should be the percentage? 10%. If it is more than 25 but less than 50, 20%. If it is 50 and above or 51 and above, then it should be 25%. This is how the discount slab is there. Now take a look over here. If I go and see somebody is purchasing 28 quantities from me, how much discount I should award to him? How much discount I should provide to him? Manually check and tell me. Suppose somebody ordered 28 quantities, how much discount he is eligible? 5%? Archana, 28. How come 5%? Yes, Rose is saying 28. If it is 20%, Archana is saying 10%. How come? See, 28, which bracket it is falling? Which bucket? More than 25, correct? It is more than 25. So definitely it is going to fall in the next category. So ideally it's supposed to be 20%. If you go for giving 5%, 2%, next time he will not give the order to you. Do you agree with me all? So answer should be 20%. Yes or no? Right? So how to get that 20%? Now take a look at my screen. If I go for VLOOKUP, taking the data, comma, if I go for over here and taking the table array, comma 2, comma 0, what I'm getting? Hash NA. Because nowhere, no. It's not like that. It's not like that, just watch my screen. This 0 means 0% already given. So 10 means 5 means 0 to 10. So up to 10, 5%. Up to 25, 10%. Up to 50, 20%. Means up to 50 means which is more than 25 but less than 50. That is 20%. This is what the logic you have to understand over here. Right? Yes. So now VLOOKUP with exact match doesn't help. If I go for approximate match, it is giving me 10%. Ideally, it is supposed to be 20%. So again, VLOOKUP fails over here. But what we have right now is XLOOKUP. Now see the beauty? When I go for XLOOKUP, what it demands me, lookup value. I'll take it. Taking the lookup value, it is asking lookup array. So where to go and search in the quantity column? Yes, comma. Return array, where to search in the discount column. That's it. Now, comma, what is saying? If not found means if there is no lookup value, that is never be happening because when the people purchase, then only will be giving the discount, right? So we can ignore this particular input by hitting comma. Now it is saying, take a look over here. Now, when you go for it, what it says, match more, exact match, what VLOOKUP does. Exact match or next smaller item, what VLOOKUP with approximate does. Exact match or next larger item, what XLOOKUP does. So we are looking for now exact match or next larger item. So we'll go for this, bracket close, formula is ready, and we got the result. But the problem is our answer is supposed to be in percentage. It is showing only numbers. So again, my calculations will definitely go wrong if I just leave as it is. So how to get percentage? See, simple logic. Anything you multiply with 1%, definitely that is going to be the same value, right? We got 20%. So this is how people, whenever there's a need, you can make use of this formula. And whenever you have discount, incentive, income tax calculation slabs, you can always take the option help called XLOOKUP rather going for our VLOOKUP over there. So this is how the power of your XLOOKUP people. And if you have 365, definitely you can enjoy their flavor. Check it out. Is it working? Any doubt, any queries? Confirm once it is done. So any difficulties? Right. So Archana is confirmed. How about others? Those who are having 365, kindly confirm. So can you go to the next level? All right. Now just stay focused. I'm going to give you one more beautiful concept of our XLOOKUP. Stay focused on the data that you ask first. See, this is what our master data we have, correct? All the employee IDs, names, department, position, salary. Nothing new. Now what I'm looking at, my boss is saying, Prabhas, just get me the details for ID 003. ID 003. So there, if I go for VLOOKUP, what we have discussed, you have to go with VLOOKUP with column combination, right? To get the entire details at one stroke. So here, again, what happens? VLOOKUP depends upon the column formula. VLOOKUP alone is not enough. But what we have right now is XLOOKUP. Now see the beauty. Watch my screen. I'll go for XLOOKUP. This asks me lookup value, which is there in my left employee ID. Now taking employee ID, lookup array, employee ID column I will be searching. Yes. Then it is asking return array. What I want, I just don't want the name alone. I want everything. Name, department, position, salary. I selected everything and see the beauty. The moment I hit enter, did I receive all the results? Yes. See how much time you are going to save because of this one formula you can imagine now. Give it a try. Confirm. Is it working?
Sir, here names are in sequence, then this formula is applicable.
Obviously, because that is what the discussed now in the previous case also. Name, department, position, salary. However, the data was there, like name, department, position, in the same pattern. If it is I'm looking for, in the same sequence, if I'm looking for, we used to go for VLOOKUP with column combination. That we are
Hmm.
clear. So same thing, instead of taking a separate column help, since we have XLOOKUP, one formula alone is enough. That's what I'm telling you. When you do not have XLOOKUP, what to do? Yes, Rose, that's what I told you. When you do not have XLOOKUP, you have to go for this combination, VLOOKUP with column combination, right? So that's why I'm giving you both the option. So those who are having Office 365, how to use the flavor, or those who do not have, what is the combinations you can use? Are we good in our situation C? Those who are having 365 people? Right. Now let's go and take a look at this. Situation D. See, we have got, suppose our office is there in three different cities. And these are the department wise, what is the head count? We got the complete records. So this is the headcount abstract of the entire organization. Now suppose what my boss is saying, just see, he is telling, Prabhas, get me a template in such a way. Whenever I go and select any department, the headcount details should be available. Like whenever he is looking for a department, means there should be a drop down which shows me the dynamic features of our department names. So first thing is we need to create a drop down. How to create a drop down? See, keep your cursor over here in department column, the blank cell. If you are in 365, you have a beauty. On a simple right click, you will be getting a smart search option. Smart search option, and there you can type valid. So when you go for valid, you will be getting a validation. You have to select that. You will be getting this kind of data validation dialog box if you are in 365. If you are having any other versions except 365, you have to go to data. We have an option called data validation. So you have to do it manually by data validation options. And same dialog box is going to appear, right? I gave you both the options. Now, validation criteria allow what it says, any value. Instead of any value, we are expecting a list to be designed. So I have taken the list option out of this. Then this is demanding me source. So to prepare the list, where is the source? So source is over here, all the department names, all the department names. Okay, now click OK. So automatically one drop down will be created. You can see. So this is how the easiest process whenever you happen to create a drop down, how to create that. We got that basic understanding. So we'll go and select a drop down from finance. From the drop down, I choose finance. So kindly confirm everyone has got the drop down ready. Now take a look. So if you look at your finance department, what is the head count? You can notice. So if you select all these three cells, you will be finding in the status bar, it shows us 10,418. So answer is supposed to be 10,418. How to get that? Now take a look at this. If you try to get the answer by applying VLOOKUP, VLOOKUP will be giving you either Pune or Mumbai or Kolkata location details. It will not giving the combinations of three or total of all these three cities, right? So if I want the total, I have to apply three VLOOKUP formula, but I have to retain them with plus. So one VLOOKUP plus second VLOOKUP plus third VLOOKUP, then only I can get my results of finance. Do you agree? If I need to go for VLOOKUP and get the answer, I need to keep my VLOOKUP for three different columns, three different times, but within plus I have to retain it, which is really a lengthy formula, and definitely my file size will be heavy. But what we have with us right now, take a look. We have got XLOOKUP. Now, how XLOOKUP works, try to understand. First, watch my screen. Taking lookup value, lookup array is the department names, comma, return array. What I want, all these values. And when I hit enter, I am getting all the values, but I'm looking for the total. So when I'm getting the values, bringing the total is not a big task. Before XLOOKUP, I will type the sum formula. And once XLOOKUP is over, sum formula, I will close it. Now see, did I receive that? So what VLOOKUP fails in doing it, XLOOKUP has the ability to get it done. So that's the beauty of your XLOOKUP functions, people. Check it out. Is it working? So any doubt, any queries in situation D? Anybody? Now, let's go for our next situation, naming called situation E. Stay focused again. We have got department-wise last 3 years headcounts. Just say department-wise last 3 years headcounts, whatever you had, all these records are there. Now, what my boss is saying, Prabhas, just create a template for me in such a way, whenever I go and type any department, and whenever I go and select any year, that combination of headcount results should be there. So take an example. Safety is there and 2019 is the records they are searching. So safety 2019, how much is the result? If you look at 3100 should be the answer over here. 3100 should be the answer over here. Hope the ask is clear. What is the problem statement? Is it clear? Yes, no. Right. So how to get that? Now, first of all, to get things dynamic, department and year, I need to have two validations. So one, I'll keep my cursor, and how to get my data validation? You can go to data, you can go to data validation and choose this. This is with the help of mouse. Or you can go for right click and go to the smart search. If you're in 365 and above, you can use that. But that is again time taking. I'll tell you a very simple and sweet keyboard shortcut. Whenever you want to create a drop down, keep your cursor in a cell and go for Alt D L, D for data, L for validation, one by one. Alt D L. So when I go for Alt DL, it is asking me allow any value. Yes, I'll go for list. And where is the data? If I'm looking for department, I should select department. Yes. Now similarly, I'll go for over here. Okay. Another drop down where I could choose again this list, and source is the year data 2018 to 2020. Now when I go and select this 2018 to 2020, now click OK, I got one more drop down. Now suppose I choose finance and the result I'm looking for is 2020. So finance 2020, how much it is? If I go for search, 3436 should be the result. But how to get that? Now take a look. If this is the case, I have to search one vertical. I have to search one horizontal. If you remember in the previous case, the same situation, one thing we should search vertically. One more thing we have to search horizontally. What we did use? We use VLOOKUP with column combination, VLOOKUP with match combination, right? So here, again, what we have understood, VLOOKUP needs the help of match. VLOOKUP alone is not enough. But what we have, XLOOKUP. Now see the beauty of XLOOKUP. Just watch my screen is equal to XLOOKUP. Lookup value. So we have got two values to look into. One is department, one is year. You can start from department or you can start from year, up to you. So I'll start with department. Okay, lookup array. So when I'm taking the department, I have to search in the department only. Yes, comma. It is asking return array. So where is my array? Return array, if I go for this in this formula, what I'm going to get, everything. But that is condition based. So if I'm looking for 2020, I should go and select 2020. But that cell is containing a drop down. So whenever the drop down changes, this array should go and change automatically. So this has to be dynamic, isn't it? So return array, how to make it dynamic? See, to make it dynamic, we can go for another XLOOKUP formula. So what it is saying, lookup value again, out of two, already department we have given. What we have left with is the year. Now taking year value, lookup array. So I have to search in the year only, 2018 to 2020. Yep, comma. What is that next is asking? Return array. So what I'm looking for, all the 3 years data. Now inner X lookup closed, outer X lookup close. And the moment you hit enter, you receive the same result as we discussed. So that's what the beauty people, this is called your looping of your X lookup formula. So one formula XLOOKUP can search your data vertically and horizontally as well. You don't need any formula, the support formula over there. Whereas VLOOKUP purpose, we need this, but XLOOKUP is self-sufficient to cater all the needs. Give it a try, check it's working. Whether the concept is clear, what we discussed, any doubt, any queries? So, what is your opinion? Is it really the father of all the lookup functions? Yes or no? Name is really justified? For those who are not having this function, like especially Isha and Ninab, what do you believe? Is it really powerful? Yes. So that's the reason why. If you want to make your job easy, you have to also take the help of the tool. So if you have the advanced tool, advanced version in place, you can make your job and life easy. So is it clear? Shall we go to the next situation? Situation F. All right. Now I'll take you through another beautiful situation. People just see. We have the same master data. Now, if I'm looking for salary of ID 005, I can go for VLOOKUP. I can go for XLOOKUP. No issues. What if my ID 005 is not listed in the employee ID column? What if my ID is not listed in the employee ID column? What VLOOKUP is going to return? If you recall, VLOOKUP returns hash NA. And to rectify hash NA, again, we have to depend upon a formula called if error. This is what we discussed in the previous case. Able to connect all? Yes or no? Right? But now, see the beauty. Again, VLOOKUP depends upon with if error. It is not alone going to help us. But what we have right now is XLOOKUP. Now see the beauty. If I go for XLOOKUP, lookup value is employee ID. I'll go for lookup array is the entire employee ID column, comma, return array. I am looking for the salary. Yes, comma. If not found, this is nothing but the replacement of your if error formula. So whatever you are expecting in place of absence of data, then you must go for within two double inverted quotes. Suppose I want to go for not available. Okay. Now, once I go for this and hit enter with immediate effect, it will be giving the result because the data is there. Employee ID 005 is there. Now, if I go and change this to 7 instead of hash NA, what it is showing? Not available. So this is what the beauty of XLOOKUP people. Even if your data is not there, XLOOKUP is not going to throw any error. You can customize that replacement text of the error purpose. And that's what the beauty of XLOOKUP. Give it a try, check it's working. So is it clear? This situation F, all of you are getting this. If not found, replacement is not available. All right. So let us go for our situation G now. Take a look at the situation. We have the same master data. If you look at employee ID, name is there, date of joining is available, age is there. Now, suppose say I want to find out the age of that person who has joined on 1st Jan 2020. I repeat, we have got the entire abstract and I want to know the person's age who had joined on 1st January 2020. So those who are joined. So it's not necessary or mandatory that only one person would have joined in one day. There might be many more people could have joined in one day also. So if I look at my master data in 1st Jan 2020, how many people have joined? Can you focus? So there are three people who have joined on 1st January 2020. Now, if I go for VLOOKUP, if I go for VLOOKUP, what is the age I'm going to get as return? What is the age I'm going to get as an answer? Anybody? In this, if I go for application of VLOOKUP, what would be my answer for 1st Jan 2020? I told you in day two, VLOOKUP, if you have duplicates in place, VLOOKUP always pick the first value. But I'm not looking for first value. I'm looking for the last value. So do you believe that VLOOKUP has the power to get the last matched entry? No. So here VLOOKUP fails. But what we have got XLOOKUP. Now see the beauty. When I go for is equal to XLOOKUP, lookup value is this. Okay. Lookup array. Yes. Date of joining. Comma. Return array is the age. Yes. Comma. If not found, you can customize anything, whatever you want. Comma. Exact match. Yes, exact match. Comma. Now you see it is asking search mode. So we have got search first to last, which VLOOKUP does. We have got search last to first, which XLOOKUP has the power. And we are going to do the same. So search last to first, when you go for it, bracket close, is it returning the last entry? Yes. So that's what the beauty of your XLOOKUP, people. So VLOOKUP always search the data from top to bottom or search first to last. But XLOOKUP has the ability for both from first to last or last to first. You can customize that. All right, give it a try and check it's working. All right, so I believe one of your expectation what you had X lookup, because some people they were having 365. So those things also we have covered. Okay. So kindly save all your files. With this, we'll go for a short break of 10 minutes. So in my system is 4 o'clock, dot 4:10 p.m. We'll be back. So have a brisk and come back soon. We'll discuss the rest. So I believe everybody is back. Kindly respond in the chat box. Why for yes. Okay. So now our next topic would be like while designing the dashboards, how the aggregate functions are going to help us. We are going to discuss about it. Okay. So go to the next sheet, naming called over here, sum and count. Leave this nested if, go for sum and count. So I'll take you through the functions, which will be again going to help you while designing any kind of templates, summary report, dashboards. So with the scenario, let's discuss that. Take a look. We have got some details about our employee, like date of training, name of the employee, department they belong to, and how much salary they draw, and what are the training expenses incurred upon them. That entire list is available. Okay. Now here, date of training. If you look at the format is in general format. So kindly select the entire date. And I told you, what is the shortcut to convert any format to date format in day one, day three also? I told you. Anybody quickly? Any format to date.
Control Shift plus 3.
Absolutely right. So once you go for this, your entire general format will be turned into a date format. Control Shift and 3. All right. Now taking this, now go for the first question. Count occurrence of department IT. So which column we have to deal with? If you look at, we have to deal with the department column. And how many times IT department is appearing, or what is the frequency of IT department, that we have to count and state the result. So whenever we have a criteria based counting to be done, we have a very beautiful formula naming called count if. So you can go for the formula count if. And what it is asking me? Range. So which range we have to deal with? Department. And I told you, when you select your entire range to come back, control backspace, comma, criteria. What's our criteria? Is the IT. Since IT is our own text, we can go and define within two double inverted quotes IT over here. Okay. So this is called a criteria based counting, and you'll be getting the result 22. Check it out. All of you are getting 22 as the answer. Kindly confirm.
Sir, one question here.
Mhm.
IT is case sensitive. If we
No, no. IT is not case sensitive. You can go for drop caps also. Like say if I go for drop caps even over here, this is going to give me the same result.
okay. And there in department column, if small letters or alpha
I'm not,
caps are there, then it will not calculate.
no, I'm not getting your question. What is that exactly?
Just a minute. Uh, sir, I was asking in department column C,
Right.
IT will calculate value only for same format, or if it is a different format, then it will not calculate.
No, different format in the sense like you asked me one question,
Small.
whether it is a small or drop caps or caps on. See, here I'm writing, I'm just showing you. Here I'm writing in small letter. Do you see any changes in this?
No.
If you see one is in capital, one is in small letter. So it is not case sensitive. That's what I told. It is not case sensitive.
And format is it is not sensitive format.
No, format again, this is to make your question very precise. Format where it comes. Format, It comes only in whether you have number format or you have text format or you have percentage. So that's called formatting. So there it will be a
Okay.
problem definitely. If you have a date, you have to give it in a date format. If you have a number, you have to give a number format. If you have a text, you should have the text format. So that is for sure, because since day one we have discussed, when you have exact format, the same format you need to apply.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So can I take that everybody is getting the same answer? Now go for our second question. Count salary less than 1,50,000 rupees. Count salary less than 1,50,000 rupees. Okay. So which column we have to deal with? We have to deal with our salary column. And in salary column, wherever it is less than 1,50,000, those cases, how many times it is appearing, we have to get that count. So again, criteria based counting to be done. You can take that range salary. I have taken. Then control backspace criteria less than 1,50,000. So here need to remember one thing. Whenever your condition is less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to, something like that, you must define within two double inverted quotes. Must define within two double inverted quotes. And the moment you go for this is going to give you result 57. So this is again criteria based counting, how to do the result or get the answer. We got that understanding. Hope it is working.
मैं कल ही सब्जी बनने के लिए रखा था।
All right. Now let's go for our question number 3. Some salary for division RAD. So first we need to deal with the department column. Okay. But there is no RAD. So let's go and change this. Instead of RAD, we'll go for suppose division, say, or salary for department finance. So change this some salary for department finance. Okay. Because since we have a different data set, so let's go for some salary for department finance. So we need to deal with first department column. Wherever finance is there, how much is the salary, corresponding salary, we have to make a total. So basically, criteria based sum to be done. And if I need to do a criteria based sum, we have got a ready-made formula called sum if. What is that? Sum if. Now range. First, we should go for department column. Then criteria is finance. So within two double inverted quote, I should write finance over here. Okay. Now sum range, it is asking, so which range we should apply the sum formula? In the salary column. At the moment you go and hit enter, it will be giving you the result. Over here, 12,17,876. Just check it out. Did you receive the same?
मैं थोड़ी देर बैठ के लेट रहा हूँ ठीक है तो मैं थोड़ी देर लेटना है
All right. So I believe now our question number three's answer is clear.
ये जाके लेट रहा हूँ
All right, guys. Someone's mic is on. Kindly keep it on mute. Some salary above 2 lakh US dollar or 2 lakh rupees, whatever it is, just see. So basically now we have to look into the salary column, and wherever it is more than 2 lakhs, those cases alone, we have to make a total. Okay. So above 2 lakh cases, we need to find out and make a total of that. So basically criteria based sum to be done. So we can go for a formula, sum if. Now range is nothing but my salary. Then criteria above 2 lakhs. We know how to define within two double inverted quotes, which should go for 2 lakhs over here. Now it is asking me some range. So which range you want to apply the sum formula? This is asking. Fine. So we can go and give again the salary as a range, but that is not necessary. Reason, our range and sum range, since it is the same range, we can complete our formula with criteria itself. We don't need to go and extend our formula with our sum range over here. So this is also one technique you always keep in your mind, and you can make your formula length minimum and you can make your formula precise. So this is again criteria based sum. If you have how to do, we have understand over here. Give it a try and check the same result you're receiving. Any doubt, any queries? Fine. Now, let's go for finding the answer for question number 5. Now, what it is demanding is some salary more than 50,000 rupees, but less than 1,50,000 rupees. So in salary column, wherever it is falling in between 50,000 to 1,50,000, those salaries alone, we have to make a total of that. So basically criteria based sum to be done. But here the number of criteria are more. So whenever you have more than one criteria based sum to be done, sum if is not going to help us. We have a very beautiful formula naming called sum ifs. So sum ifs, very powerful but bit peculiar also. What it is demanding, let's go and discuss. It's asking some range. So which range you will be applying the sum formula in the salary. Then it is asking criteria range 1. So here always people commits the mistake. They believe they have to give more than 50,000 over here. So that's your criteria. That's your criteria. But it is asking criteria range 1 means whatever your first criteria is there, where you are going to search. So first criteria is more than 50,000. Where to search? In the salary only. So we should go and give it over here. Again, the entire salary. Now, criteria 1. So as per the question, what is the first criteria? We have got more than 50,000. So we know how to define that. Yeah. Now, comma, criteria range 2. So for our question, what is the second criteria? Less than 1,50,000. But where to search? Again, in the salary. So now once you go for this, it is asking criteria 2. So what is the second criteria? Less than 1,50,000. How to define that? Within two double inverted quotes, less than 1,50,000. Okay. The moment I hit enter with immediate effect, you will be getting your results over here. And that's called multiple criteria based sum. At any point of time, you can get your result. Give it a try and check the same value you are getting. No, you can't use comma don't use because comma is also a format. As I told you in our day one, number format only or currency format should contain the comma. So ideally, the data would be always in general format. So whenever you are going to express your numbers also, you should make it in general. Don't use commas. Fine. So now let's go and find out the solution for question number 6. What it is saying, try to read that. Find the total training expenses incurred between 1st August 2019 and 31st January 2020. So between these two dates, whatever the trainings happened, we need to make a total of that. So again, criteria based sum, but number of criteria are more than one. So we should go for a formula naming sum ifs. Now sum range, which range you want to make a total is our training expenses. Now what it is saying criteria range 1. So what is our first criteria? Whatever the training happened on 1st August 2019 and above, we have to consider. But where to search? So we have to go and search in the dates. So date of training, whatever we have, we can take those dates. And now, comma, what is the next thing it is asking? Criteria 1. So what is our first criteria? Is 1st August 2019. How to define that? See, here you have to be very careful. When you have a date related criteria precisely to be provided, so what you need to do within two double inverted quotes, you need to define greater than equal to, because you need to consider 1st August also. Whatever the training happened on 1st August also, you have to consider. So that's called your start date. So how to define that? Always give a proper date format like DDMMYY or MMDDYY. Whatever it is, you should define in that way. Now, this becomes my first criteria. Now it is asking criteria range 2. So whatever my second criteria, where to search in the same training date only. So training date starts from A4 to A83. I can type it manually. Now, comma, criteria 2. So how to write your second criteria within two double inverted quotes less than equal to 31st hyphen over here Jan, then 2020 and double quote close. The moment you hit over here bracket close and hit enter, you will be getting your records over here. So this is called nothing but over here, our multiple criteria based sum. And wherever date related criteria you have, how to define it, we got the clarity. So check it out. Is it working? Any doubt, any queries? Do let me know. Hope these functions are clear. Any doubt, any queries? So I got two confirmation. Archana, Nino, how about others? All right. So now kindly save all your files and close it. We are going to discuss our next topic, naming called charts and graphs. So go to our sample case studies folder. We have a file name called chart tech. Name called chart tech. Okay. So here go to the sheet name called quick chart. In day two, I told you how to make use of our visuals like data bars, icon sets, and spark lines. And now we are going to discuss how to take the help of our charts and graphs and make our data presentation more effective in terms of storytelling format, and how to take the right selection of the chart depending upon the data we are also going to discuss. So if you look at our quick chart sheet, people, you can find we have got name of products and this how much revenue we have made. The entire report is there. Now my boss is asking me, Pravas, why don't you plot this data in a graphical format? Yes. So keep your collection, keep your cursor in the data anywhere and go for Control A to select the whole data and plot your graph. What is the shortcut? Alt F1. What is that? Alt F1. So when you go for Alt F1, can you see with immediate effect a chart is coming up? This is there in our shortcut list too. Now, when I got the chart in place, my boss is looking at the chart and he's telling Trevor, this chart is not looking so great. And I could notice over here, the chart is in the same location where the data is there. So why don't you do one thing? Why don't you prepare a chart in such a way, whenever I go and present it to the people, everyone should be happy watching the same, should be size the bigger and neat and clean, presentable, something my boss is expecting from me. So how to present it? Just see. Keeping your cursor anywhere in data, go for Control A and on your keyboard press F11. So when you press F11, you will be finding immediately an exclusive chart sheet will be turning up, bigger in size, neat and clean, presentable, no data over here. So these are the two quick keyboard shortcuts, people, to present your data graphically instantly any point of time. Check both the options are working, Alt F1 and F11. Now, coming back to our quick chart sheet, okay, the chart, whatever we have prepared or plotted. Now let's see how to make something better over here. If you remember, in day three, I told you something. When you have a pivot chart in place, what is the first thing we should do? We should go to our chart design or design tab, depending upon the versions of Microsoft Excel. You have got many more styles. And what is the style you should choose all the time? The last one, isn't it? Yesterday, when we were discussing about pivot charts, this is what we did. Able to recall? Yes, no? Don't go for Alt F11. That's what I told you. Only F11. Selecting the data, only F11. Right, great. Now going to the selecting the chart, go to chart design, come back to quick chart. In quick chart sheet, select the chart, go to chart design or design tab, whichever it is, depending upon the version of Microsoft Excel, and choose the style, design style, the last one. And when you go for last style, can you see we'll be getting some kind of your embossing effect, glossy impact, or some kind of shadow impact over here. Now, once it is ready, you can notice inside the chart area, grid lines are there. That doesn't look great. So click on the plus symbol in the right or left of the chart area, and a dialog box is going to appear where you could see our grid lines checkbox is on. You can just go for deactivating the same and click the plus symbol. So now the chart will be looking neat and clean. But what is happening when I present something like this? My boss is still not happy. He's saying, Prabhas, all the products are looking so identical. Why don't you make just something different? Why don't you differentiate the products with different colors? It will be easy to understand. Okay. And to make something that like that, what you can do, just right click on any column, right click on any column inside the chart area. You got an option called Format Data Series. And when you go for Format Data Series, a dialog box is going to appear. And then you go for over here, the very first icon is called Fill. And in that Fill option, you'll be finding one more option over here, naming called Vary Colors by Point. All right. So all the multicolor charts now going to be populated on the screen. Looks good, no doubt. But this is an outdated version of your chart. Nowadays, nobody prefers to see this kind of charts. So what is the latest style? Let's go on discuss. First of all, people expect some more information in our charts. What is that? On any column inside the chart area, go for right click upon the same. You got an option called add data labels. When you go and click on this add data labels over there, each and every column wise respective value will be populated. Now select one of the data label and you find over here all the data labels are in selection. Yes. Now go for making it bold, Control B. And if necessary, increase the font size a bit, Control Shift greater than symbol. Now, what is our latest style of our chart presentations, people? What it says that if you are managing, if you are presenting the data labels, there's no point of having axis scale. If you are having axis scale, then there's no point of defining the data labels. But as an audience, if you look at which one is giving the instant information, definitely the data labels. So what we are supposed to do with the axis scale, you can select and simply delete. Now, if you look at the chart area, completely looks neat and clean. Now, what we can do over here is just see. As I told you since day one, whenever you have the data and you present as it is, nobody likes it. So our audience is having a different level of expectation. And what is that exactly? When you are presenting the same to the people, you need to know that your data speaks a beautiful story. That is what has been told. Yep. So now how to make it happen? Just see over here. I'll select my data. I'll go for my data sorting. I told you a keyboard shortcut, Alt D S, D for data, S for sorting. And then sort by, I'll go for cells in USD and X over here. So cells USD, we have chosen, and our order, what is going to come, because we have got numbers in place. So it should be largest to smallest or smallest to largest. And what my boss is expecting, definitely largest to smallest. And the moment you go for this, a beautiful story turns out. Now, coming to chart title. Having the chart title in the center, those days are gone when once upon a time people used to prefer to see such kind of charts. Nowadays, the era has been changed. If you see any Big Four's presentations or McKinsey and Co. or the Bain and Company, all these presentations, if you see, you will be finding always a chart title in the right side of the chart area. This is what your latest style. So this is how people we have understood how to create a beautiful chart out of any sort of data in Microsoft Excel and what are the necessary formattings to be done to make it look good. And then we saw how to present our data in a beautiful storytelling format. Hope it is clear. Check it out. All these things are working. Any doubt, any queries? Kindly confirm. Is it working? Or any difficulties? Right. Now take a look. Though we have made all these things people, but still our audience will not be happy. Reason? This is what they don't like it. So our text is in having slanting order. So we are forcing our audience to read the data by bending their head with another 30 to 45 degree, and then only they can read out all these things. So this is what we need to again check. Now, what we can do with that, our products are a bit lengthy, our products text is a bit heavy, we cannot help with it. See, if that is the case, then how to present this information with easiest options? I'll tell you. Here, where the thing has gone wrong, the selection of the chart, depending upon the data, whatever you have, if you look at, and if you need to emphasize upon the text, this is not the right format of your chart. So what would be the right format, right options for the chart? Let me take you through. Select your chart and go for over here, Control D to make a duplicate. Control D. Now the duplicate chart, you can keep it in the bottom for your reference. Now go to that original chart, right click upon the same. Okay. Now, when you go for right click, you'll be getting an option called change chart type. And when you go for change chart type, it will take you to a chart entire family where you could see in the category called bar. Okay. Now, when you go for this bar option, immediately you'll be finding a beautiful chart turns up. Click OK. And all the text are in readable format. Yes. So this is how people write selection of the chart depending upon data is also very, very essential. And that comes out of your practice and experience. So taking the live data, you have to practice a lot on this. Then only you can turn into beautiful presentations about your charts and graphs. Hope it is happening. Any doubt, any queries?
Sir, I'm not getting that option to color different charts.
Okay, you can share your screen. Archana.
Share option I'm not getting, sir.
No. Stop option. See, next to mic, you will be getting a sharing option next to mic.
Yeah, I've selected entire screen. Okay.
You select entire screen.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's getting loaded. Yeah, I could see that. No,
So
close
here
this window. I understood. Wait. Right side
yeah,
window you close. Now take your mouse pointer exactly on one column inside the blue color column,
Okay.
right click and format data series. Now first icon, yes. Then vary colors by point. You will be getting that. Yeah. Now create a duplicate of it. Create a duplicate of it. Control D. No, no, no. Right. Now go to the original one. Right click upon that. Original one. Original one. Right click upon that. Go up. Go up. Right click upon that and choose change chart type. In the middle, change chart type and then go for bar and click OK.
Okay.
Right. Fine. So I'm taking the control back on the screen. So I believe we all are in the same page. Any difficulties, anybody? Now, though we made it, but still our people will not be happy. Reason, you know what? Stay focused. Our data is having in largest to smallest order, but our chart is having smallest to largest order. So this is the place where the data is not having a sync with our chart. This is what you must avoid. Our expert, they will suggest you, Pravas, don't worry for this. Go and select your data and make it of like again smallest to largest. That doesn't help. Don't go for it. I'll tell you a beautiful tip. Just say, select the text, whatever the left side text is there, kindly select that and right click upon the same. When you go for right click upon the same, you will be finding an option called format access. What is that? Format access. And when you go for format access over here, you'll be getting a dialog box where in the bottom, you see we have an option called categories in the reverse order. Checkbox is not activated. You can activate the same and with immediate effect, you could notice over here, your chart is just turning into largest to smallest order based on the data. So this is how you should present your data effectively. And that is the story of our quick chart. Check it out. Is it working? Fine. So now quick chart. How to prepare that story is over. Now I'll go for our combo chart. This is one of the essential chart type people over here. No, no, never go for this kind of backgrounds like over here. Never go and present like this or this because this is going to occupy a lot of space first. And second thing is, if you try to take a printout also, it will not be giving the clarity. That's why always keep your background transparent. So in any format, in any window, it will fit and it will be giving the clarity. And even if you are targeting a larger audience also, the person who is sitting in the last row, he can make out what you're trying to present it. Okay, fine. I'm glad you asked. Good question. So now coming back to combo chart. So as I said, combo chart is one of the essential chart type people in our routine activities. Whenever you have multiple series to be presented in one chart, one plot, how to present it effectively. So we have month-wise, guys, anybody's mic is on, kindly keep it on mute. So we have month-wise sales and sales data in terms of percentage also. You can select everything and plot your graph. I told you what is the shortcut? Alt F1. Now, once the chart is plotted, then what is the first thing we should do? We should go for over here to chart design and take the last time. Take the last time. Fine. Now we have to select the chart and this plus symbol will turn up, right? And plus symbol from the left to right, wherever it is coming up, you should go and click this grid line options to be off. So these are the minimum two formattings always we do that we have discussed. But this chart, whatever we have prepared so far, people, this is not going to be giving any kind of proper information. Why? Let's see. If you look at our legends, first watch my screen. If you look at our legends, we have a sales legend. And this is nothing but the blue color bars is about our sales data. There is one more legend over here naming called sales percentage. But do you see anywhere the sign of sales percentage data? No. So this is the reason why this chart is not going to be making of any sense. So why this kind of problem is happening? Just stay focused. In our sales data, if you look at our data is in their numbers, but sales percentage column is running in percentage. So technically these are two different formats and cannot be expressed in one particular axis. So this is the reason why we need to design one more axis in the right side of the chart area, and that we call it as a secondary axis, or we call it as a Z or Z axis, or in Excel language, we call it as a combo chart. And this sales percentage data, whatever is there, we need to present it in this axis. So now hope you have got a clarity what is combo chart and what is the essence of that and what exactly it is expressing to the audience. But how to create it? Just say right click on the chart area, right click on the chart area. Then we have the option over here naming called change chart type. Change chart type. So when you go for change chart type, okay, you have the option called combo in the extreme left bottom. And when you go to combo over here, then our sales data, what type of chart it is showing? Clustered column. Let it be. Now sales percentage, what it is showing? Line. Instead of line, go to the line option and choose the drop down and select line with markers. And when you go for line with markers, then you can notice towards your right extreme secondary axis one checkbox is not activated. So you can activate the same and click OK. So when you click OK with immediate effect, you can see a beautiful chart turns up, and this is nothing but called our combo chart. So this is what the data for sales in numbers, primary axis. This is what the data of our sales in percentage in the secondary axis, right? So this is how people you can take your call when you have multiple series or columns in a particular data set. Some details you can retain in primary axis, some in secondary axis. So chart will not be seeming overloaded with data and people will get more clarity while reading the data. They will be very happy watching the presentation. Clear? Any questions on this combo chart? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. All good? Any difficulties in understanding the same? Anybody? All right. Now let's go for one more chart type, naming called budget versus actuals, or target versus actuals, or planned versus actuals. This is one of the essential chart type people in our routine activities. Whenever at the month end, quarter end, yearly, half yearly, whatever the data you are presenting, somewhere or the other will be needing this chart the most. So now the question is, without spending much time, with minimum efforts, how to create a beautiful charts over there and present it effectively. So we have got month-wise targets and we have got the actuals also in place. Kindly select the data. All right, now plot your graph. What is the shortcut? As we know, Alt F1. Now, first thing first, what we need to do? We need to go for design and take the style. Which one? The last one. And click on the plus symbol, remove the grid lines. So these are the two things first you need to do. Kindly confirm once it is done. Okay. Now, what you can do is right click on the chart area and go for change chart type. You have got the combo. Remember one thing, when you go to combo, our target data, what type of chart it is displaying? Clustered column. So remember one thing, target data always looking good when it is there in a line format. So go for the drop down and choose line with markers. And when you go for line with markers, you'll be finding a target line is ready. Below to that, you have actuals, and this is also showing line. Insert line, go to the drop down and choose the extreme top. You'll be finding a column option, clustered column, and select that and click OK. With immediate effect, you will be finding a beautiful chart will be ready. So this is called nothing but your target versus actuals, budget versus actuals, or plan versus actuals. Chart ready. Check. Is it happening? Any doubt? Any queries? All right. So this is one format you can consider any point of time as target versus actuals. Now, same chart, if you repeatedly show every month end, people also will lose interest on that, right? So how to give a different feeling when it comes to the next month presentation? Just see, same chart, select and go for Control D, make a duplicate and take this down, keep it for your reference. Now this original chart, right click open that and go for change chart type and choose target. What kind of chart is showing? Line with markers. Actuals, it is showing clustered column. So instead of clustered column for actuals, that also you choose line with markers. So when you go for line with markers and click OK, with immediate effect, you can see one more beautiful version of your chart called target versus actual. So sometimes you can show like this. Alternatively, any point you can show like this. So people happens to see something different and they will like it and they will appreciate your work. Check it out. All these things are happening. Any doubt, any queries? Individual line colors in the sense, Nirav, I'm not clear. Individual line colors in the sense. Yeah, red one to other colors. You can select the line and you can go for right click, outline. You can change to any other color also. It's up to you what exactly you want. You can change that. Now, if you want to change a particular line only, again, you can select that line, right click, outline. You can change that line only. So it's up to you, depends on your selection. The whole line, you can change the color, a particular line also, a element, like from the entire line, only one variable, you can change the color. Both the options are available. Simple right click, select the line, simple right click. All right. Now, budget versus actuals. I believe all are clear. Any questions? Fine. Now we'll go for our next chart type. Just leave this waterfall. Okay, go for pie chart. So for the timing, leave waterfall, go to pie chart. Sometimes what it happens, even though you create a very beautiful chart, people are not happy watching the same. They will demand a pie chart only. So in those cases, how to create a beautiful pie chart and present it effectively and satisfy your audience, we are going to discuss over here. All right. So now the first thing first over here, once you have this data, kindly select Control A and go to insert. In the chart section, you can see there is a pie chart purpose, one option is there. I'm highlighting, you can see also a small sphere kind of button is there. This is called nothing but your pie chart. And there, when you navigate, the very first option you will be finding over here as a 2D pie. And when you go for 2D pie over here and click it with immediate effect, you will be finding your pie chart is ready. But I told you when you have the chart in place, what you can do, you can simply go for over here, chart design, and take the last tile. Then this kind of legend will be turning up in the bottom, which is not really going to add any value. So select it and delete it. And this chart title, as I told you, the latest tile, what it says, chart title has to be always in the right side of the chart area. Now, once we are ready, as I told you, to make it more informative, you can go for right click on the chart area and go for add data labels. So each and every pie will be containing some data labels, and some data labels are inside the pie area, some are outside of the pie area. So technically, in pie chart, the labels should be outside of the pie area. But how to bring it? Just select one of the data label. All the data labels should be in selection, and go for right click upon the same. And you will be having an option called format data labels in the extreme bottom. And when you click it, a dialog box appears where you could see when you scroll down, label position by default it shows best fit. Instead, you can go for outside end. And once you choose outside end, you'll be finding all these data labels are appearing outside of the pie area. Right? Now make it bold, Control B. If necessary, increase the font size a bit so that it will be readable for the audience. Now, remember one thing, whenever you have a pie chart, your data labels always has to be in percentage, not in numbers. So to make it percentage, you can see in this dialog box, there is a percentage option checkbox is available. You can select that. So data label now will be added with the percentage values. So when you have the percentage in place, values are not playing any role. So you can see immediate up value is there, go to the percentage. That checkbox you can deactivate. So values will disappear. But the problem will arise, people will get confused that what is this red color? What is this maroon color? What is this yellow color, blue color? They will keep asking a lot of questions. So before they ask, you have to give it to them. How? There is an option over here called category name. What is that? Category name. Checkbox is not activated. You can activate, and immediately you will be finding your data labels are filled with the month names as well. But the problem is the month name and the data label value percentage, it is appearing in two different lines. So how to make it one? Because it is not giving clarity and is overlapping with each other also. So to bring more clarity, to give a aesthetic look, there is a see over here separator one option is there in the bottom, and there you go for drop down. You see we have an option called space. What is that? Space. So click on that space option, and with immediate effect, you will be finding all these data labels are going to appear in one line. Looks good, neat and clean, presentable. So everything is there in one window itself, people. And once you have done with all these things, then you go for closing this window. And once you close this window, your pie chart is ready. So kindly confirm. All of you are clear up to this, whatever we did. Any difficulties, any questions, feel free to ask. Now, take a look. Whatever we have done so far, anybody can do that. It's not a rocket science or something extraordinary. We did it over here that people can do it. But what I suggest is whenever you present your data, make sure your data speaks a beautiful story and your presentation has to be different from others. So what you need to do is whenever you have a pie chart, people, you need to first identify which pie is having the maximum occupancy. So if you see our whole story, during the month of May, we got the maximum occupancy, correct? So ensure that that pie, which is containing the maximum occupancy, should be leaning to or facing to the top left corner like this. So technically, where November month is there, our main month pie should appear over there. Why? Is it mandatory? No, it's not mandatory, but the latest style. That is what we have to bring it. But how to bring it over here? So we need to rotate the pie. How to rotate the pie? Just right click on any of the pie and go for over here, format data series. And when you go for format data series, you will be finding over here, just take a look, one option naming called angle of first slice having a marker in the bar. So that marker, when you just slide it slowly, your pie chart will start rotating. You can see starts rotating. So you can gradually rotate it and you can just make this facing towards top left corner as we have decided. And now you can release your mouse. So now somewhere around 130-degree, you can see it is exactly facing to the top left corner. Fine. I just close this window. Okay. Now keep your cursor outside and click once. Keep your cursor outside and click once. And then select May month pie. You can notice all the rest of the pie also would be in selection. Yes. Now again go and select May month pie. And then hold it and drag it the way you have a pizza slice out. Similarly, you just hold it and drag it out. And now this is turning out to be a beautiful story that out of the entire year, during the month of May, we got the maximum revenue. Anybody, whoever is watching my data, he can understand what I'm trying to express it over here. So this is how people, any point of time, if you want to present your data in a pie chart, what are the elements you need to just care for it and how to present it effectively. Finally, we got the basic understanding. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and confirm all these things are happening. Looks good, your pie chart. What's your belief as an audience if you're looking at? Yes, kind of. So that is what, see, chart and graph, something I'll tell you, it's all about your innovations. So what kind of creativity ideas you can put it across and make something different, that is what people are expecting. So that comes out of your experience and practice. And how to gain the experience? As I told you, go and see the presentations of all the big fours like PwC, EY, KPMG, Deloitte, or go for the Boston Consulting Group, McKinsey and Co, Bain and Company. All these presentations, if you see of them, you will be getting more knowledge about charts and graphs. All right. So this is how we have understood how to create a beautiful pie chart. Any questions from anybody with regard to pie chart, people? Yes, Archana, Rose. Clear? Yeah, if you have more columns, you should not take pie chart, Archana. Pie chart always giving only two series data, like month and sales, like these two columns only. If you have many more columns, then you should prefer to go for bar chart. You should not use pie chart because pie chart doesn't show your multiple series data at once. That's what I told in the beginning. Right selection of the chart is very, very essential. All right, so now I'll take you through one more chart type just as a information. Sometimes you may come across this kind of chart also. So if you are counterparts, like suppose your vendors or customers are from European and American markets, they prefer to see this kind of chart called benchmark. But technically, there is no such kind of chart called benchmark in our chart family. This term is a coined one. This is nothing but the other versions of your target versus actuals or budget versus actuals. So don't get worried and don't try to search in my version why benchmark chart is not there because technically there's no such kind of chart existing irrespective of any versions of Microsoft Excel. So this is nothing but target versus actuals. Okay. Now I'll take you through one more chart type. It's called automatic chart. Now, what is this automatic chart? Is it something in Excel we have like we'll be commanding to Excel, Excel will respond to our voice and it will be plotting the graph at any point of time? No. Such kind of artificial intelligence has not come up so far, but yes, who knows? The way we are migrating to the AI tools and exploring a lot, maybe Microsoft may come up with in next 2 years. But right now, there is no such kind of charts and graphs for automatic charts. So we have to prepare by giving our time and spending our efforts or time over here. But how to do it? So automatic chart is something people will prepare our chart only once in such a way. Whenever we go and upload our data, the chart will be updated automatically. So what is that? How to do it? Let's see. Say we have the data. I will go and delete March to December first. Okay. Numbers are changing. Everyone will be having a different number. Don't worried about it. Okay. Now just watch my screen. No need to do anything. Watch my screen. I have got two columns and 2 months data over here. I plot a graph. Alt F1. Now tomorrow, suppose I have completed my business for the month of March. And when I'm presenting my data, is it popping up inside the chart area? No. Why? Because if you select your chart, then only you realize our data is not extended up to March. So gradually, what we do, we take our mouse pointer, we just increase the length or we enhance the range in this format. That's fine. What we are doing is absolutely correct. But imagine whatever we are doing, this is recurring in nature. Every month end, I should go and keep enhancing the range like this manually. Now you can ask me a question, Pravas, what if I go for some anonymous range like this? What is going to happen? It is going to create that many blank space over here. And that leads to a lot of questions in the audience mind. People may ask also to me, Pravas, why they are showing out blanks? Can I say, sir, we are yet to complete the financial year or calendar year. That's why the data has been not being populated. Is it the right way to express? No way. So what you can do is you should avoid all these things. And the best part, now you can start working with me. Whatever the data you have, people first convert into table. So I told you day one, day three also. What is the shortcut to convert our data into table? Anybody quickly? Control T. Very good. So when you press Control T, the data will be converted into table. Now plot your graph. Alt F1 and do all your immediate formatting what we discussed in our first graph called quick chart. So first thing first, going to design, take the style, the last one. Then going to the plus symbol over here and go for over here, grid lines. Okay. Then right click on the chart area in that column, format data series and go for vary colors by point. Now right click on the column, add data labels. Make it bold, make it readable that we know how to do it. And when you have the data labels, axis scale doesn't play any role. Chart title should be in the right side of the chart area. So whatever we have learned in our first chart, everything we have implemented over here. Kindly confirm once it is ready. Now take a look. For the timing, just fill the month only. Don't fill any data, just fill the month. Say MAR, enter. March is up, coming up. APR, enter. April is added. MAY, enter. May month is coming up. JUN, which is coming. Can you see? I'm just focusing on my data entry. Rest of things, Excel is taking care. Chart is being populated with equal intervals. Columns are also coming up. Data labels also popping up. Everything is happening. So that's the beauty. And how it is happening? Because we have converted our data into table. Now, what is the other beauty of doing this is any point of time, if you happen to present your data with a quarterly presentation, suppose go to month filter and you choose April, May, and June. And the moment you click OK, with immediate effect, you will be finding your chart will be ready. Okay. So unwanted data, we are not showing to the people. Unwanted questions are not going to come, and people would be happy watching the presentation. So this is called our automatic chart. Check, is it happening? All right, so kindly save all your files, people. So this is all about your charts. So taking the live data, keep practicing. If you have any doubts or queries, you can very well drop a mail to us and we'll be definitely replying all your queries. But you need to practice a lot. Because as I told you, in training, everything seems to be very easy and kind of a fairy tale. You believe, oh, this is what I can do, I can make it. But when you go for a real-time application, some of the something will be lacking with. So just to get more confidence to make your things better, you have to practice hard. So any doubts, any queries? Hope you enjoyed this 4 day journey. Was it informative and it's a fruitful investment of your time? What's your opinion? Okay, so I'm saying yes. So in 4 days, we learned so many things. Okay, I just would like to know one thing. Each of you choose one topic that you are going to implement immediately from tomorrow at your workplace. We learned so many things, so many formula, functions, charts, graphs, pivot table, and our data analysis purpose, some formulas, functions, and some tools as well. We learned so many things. But name one topic which you are going to use it in immediate effect in the chat box, please. Mhm. Dashboard. So is I saying she likes the dashboard and she will immediately work on that to present it effectively. Okay. How about others? Just one topic. I'm not asking you to write a elaborate story over here. Yeah, Nina was saying that, okay, he will be going for charts and graphs. Fine. All right. How about others? Fine. Shortcut keys you are already started implementing. Archana, very good. Control E you are using daily. Very good. I liked it. Fine. So what I suggest is people keep spreading this knowledge, whatever you have. Okay. And voluntarily just take someone's challenges, like anybody from your teammate is facing any challenge with regard to Excel, try to solve it from your own interest. And trust me, that is the best way to expand your skills also to the further level. Okay. And open your existing reports, whatever you have done so far, and try to find out the window where you could have made some improvements. And that is also a type of practice for you. You can do that and you can have more interest on doing the same. And whatever I have told you, session wise recordings are there with you. Don't worry, it will be there all the time. So during the practice, anywhere anything is lacking or because of network glitches, you have logged out again, logged in again, something you have missed out, don't worry. You have the recordings with you. You'll be getting the day 4 recording, consolidating all this rest of 3 days as well, and practice it well. Okay. So I would like to place the last request to you guys. So I have shared this QR code of our this one review system we do take. So anything you liked, anything you disliked, any improvements you need in the training program, or it is not worth attending, anything, what you believe, please just write it out. Scan this code. It will take you through our Google review system, and there you can write it. So that will be also giving the others a confidence. Okay, it is worth attending with Excel for all. It's just not they are claiming that they are the best. Really, they are. Okay, you will start using XLOOKUP, Archana. Very good. Yes, Rose, from anything from your side, anything you would like to share?
Sir, I had a query on automatic chart.
Yeah, ask me.
Can we sort it by smallest to largest or largest to smallest?
No, no. See, first of all, timeline data, like you have got month-wise data, date-wise records, you are not supposed to sort because your entire time will be disturbed. Month to name will be disturbed. Date sequence will be disturbed. So you should not sort your timeline-based data. If you have a product-based data, vendor detail records, customer-wise data, you can sort it.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, good. Anything else from anybody? So if you have just filled this review, you can also drop me a message, D for done. Or in the meantime, if you have any queries, please feel free to ask. But I would suggest don't stop here because Excel is the base. Just use your foundation. Once it is strong, you can go to any other tools you can learn, but don't stop here because nowadays most of the industries they are migrating to Power BI, the next generation reporting tool. So you have to increase your value in the corporates because you are having good knowledge in Excel, but you don't have the tool properly knowledge over there over say Power BI. Somebody else newly joined and he is having only 1 year of experience. You have got 7 years of experience, but he is bagging more than you the salary. So this will be really disheartening and disappointing, right? But you can't blame to your management. So there you have to take it positively. You have to increase your value in the company. So that's my point. Don't stop here. Keep the learning process going on and just show your difference at your workplace. But keep learning some new tools. So after Excel, what you can learn, as I told you, if you're more into the monotonous job or repetitive job, you can join Excel VBA or macro. It's not like something you should join with me, but I'm telling you what should be the right step to enhance your skills. If you are more into the analytical side and your job is more into the analysis, or you want to make your career into the analysis or data science roles, or you are happy doing that, then you must learn Power BI. And this is enough. Another next to 3 to 4 years, you can survive in the market. But I would not say, because any tool is not permanent in the market, isn't it? So whenever some new tool comes, if it is getting more popularity, you have to learn that to sustain in the corporate world. All right. So I believe you got some good amount of knowledge. So keep spreading with your corporates. If anybody is interested, you can also recommend our training programs. Or in your HR department, they are looking for the entire company or a group of people. You also recommend our names. We'll be very glad and grateful to you. All right, fine. Okay. Yes. Anything else from my side, people? Yes, Ruchi, you have missed out, I guess, some important session yesterday and today as well. No worries. You go through the recordings. If at all anything is missing, just let us know. We'll try to help you out. All right. Fine then, people. So if there is no queries, shall we call it as a day? Yeah.